Now this news, what I'm about to tell you, could well be the biggest thing that's going to happen on the channel yet. Out of all the times I've ever seen Tower Bridge open like that, probably only about 4 or 5 times I've been here when it's opened, I've never had my camera. Having said that, it happened at a bit of a bad time because it's actually made me a little bit late. Anyway, it's Tuesday, welcome back to another weekly vlog. Tonight's antics is date night with Samira, and we're doing something a little bit different today. So London, in all of its charm, one of the best things about it is it has so much history, obviously. Loads of little mysteries and stories that come from the capital, one of which being Jack the Ripper, of course. So tonight, Samira and I just randomly stumbled across this thing online, and it's a Jack the Ripper walking tour. So you basically go to all the places that he, apparently murdered people, and the stories behind it and how different it was then to now. It could be really good and interesting, or it could be absolutely awful. But that's what date night's all about. How do you feel about this Jack the Ripper experience we're about to impart on? I mean, is it going to be scary? It could be.
I'm quite concerned because I find Jack the Ripper really terrifying.
I mean, why would you? It's just a person that murders women.
I know, exactly. Yeah. So I'm just saying, if there was to be an impersonator, we'd be prime targets right now.
You think someone could jump out on us, being an actor?
Yeah.
I mean, there's every chance that could happen.
That could happen. Oh my God!
So you're not ready. She's not ready.
No, not ready.
This neighbourhood is Whitechapel, obviously, and it is that name, Whitechapel, that's going to be famous for one thing more than anything else, isn't it? The reason we're all here, obviously. What are officially known as the Whitechapel murders of 1888, arguably the most infamous unsolved murder mystery in criminal history. What's the cause of death? A knife about 6 to 8 inches long had been used to sever the artery in her throat. Her throat had been cut. Right? You've got a lone man on the street with a thirst for blood, serious problems, who's preying on the vulnerable, who may go out and do it again. The Whitechapel murders, as we think of them even now, 31st of August 1888, had begun. And on the 27th of September, right, a letter arrives in their regular post. It is addressed just to the boss. The letter itself is written in red ink, for effect, and most importantly, it claims to be written by the person who's just done these murders. Right? And there is side 1 of what is arguably one of the most infamous letters ever written. All right? Watch out for this man.
Right, Samira and I are all alone now because the tour's just finished. Where we are now, behind me in this corner here, Ripper's Corner, which is the location of his supposedly last ever victim that he killed. Part of the tour is photos and stuff they show you from the post-mortems and things all the way back in the 1800s, and they're not pretty.
It's fascinating. It's actually really creepy, the fact that he could have been walking among us all. Well, not among us,
back then.
Back
then.
He
could have just been any Tom, Dick or Harry on the street. That was a good date night. I think we did well with that one.
Really good date night. Really interesting date night.
Weirdly enough, I actually am quite hungry now. Even after seeing all those horrible images, I'm actually quite hungry.
Just nothing bloody.
Should we get some food?
Yeah.
Steak?
Not steak.
Right, it's Thursday, and you may be wondering at this point why I skipped out the West Ham game last night. Now, the last few weekly vlogs have had a lot of football in, and when I mean a lot, every single one has had football in. And West Ham's performance hasn't really been great recently, so I thought I'd take a break from that, get behind the team just by watching, and then hopefully maybe there was some sort of omen that if I didn't vlog it, we might win. And hey, I didn't vlog it and we won, so maybe I won't vlog the next one. Or maybe I'll try it again, I'll vlog it, and if we lose, then I'll never vlog a West Ham game ever again. Because I'm cursed, I must be. Anyway, the plan now is to head over to Oval, to the cricket ground, because there's a cricket match on now, and a lot of my friends are going, so it should be quite a fun night. Right, I interrupt this weekly vlog. I'm just putting the finishing touches on it now to bring you a little bit of news, a bit of an update. Now this news, what I'm about to tell you, could well be the biggest thing that's going to happen on the channel yet. So there's lots of stuff planned for the coming months and year, and loads of stuff, there's loads of ideas that have been floating around. But the next big thing that now, as of this week, has been set in stone is by the end of 2016, Glenn, Robbie and I are heading to Australia. We're going to be checking out a few different cities, we're going to be doing a lot of coastal beach stuff, and we're going to be checking out some of the national parks, mostly on the east side of Australia. But we're there for a while, so we should get lots of chance to see a lot of different things and make loads of cool videos. Now the reason that's a big deal is because in terms of mileage, it's the furthest I've ever been away from London. And while we're there, we're going to be daily vlogging. And the content that we're looking to create while we're there is next level. And hopefully it's going to set a precedent of what you should expect to see on Saunders Says going forward. So that's the update for now. I'll make sure to keep you updated with any new stuff and any developments that come from that trip. But it is happening. It's going to be great and I can't wait. And that's where I'm going to end the weekly vlog. As always, let me know if you enjoyed it. This next coming week is pretty special for me because I turn 25. Next Sunday, 2nd of October, is my birthday, and I'm going to be 25, which is a quarter of a century. Not quite sure if I'm ready for that yet. Talk about coming out strong. You scored him in 45 seconds.